Hello there, it's Diorama Don here once more with a brand new project. My YouTube channel is not that old. As I sit here now, it's only 3 months old, and I've made a number of videos, the most popular of which were the Saving Private Ryan dioramas. I made the church and the bridge and the machine gun outpost on Omaha Beach, and they were very, very popular. So it seemed to me a good idea to make dioramas from famous movies. And of course, there is no contest that the best movie ever made was Back to the Future. There is no dispute. It was the best movie ever made. Number 2 and 3 were good, but the first one was the undisputed best movie. I may be biased. So I thought it might be an idea to try to make the courthouse, the Hill Valley Courthouse in the main square of Hill Valley. So I've, at great length, it took me a long time to get the right dimensions and the right size. I'm not sure what scale it will be, probably more 00 scale than 135 scale. The windows are quite small, and there are a lot of windows if you look. So it's basically in 2 parts. There's the facade, which is all it is really, it's only a film set. There's the facade at the front of the building there, and then the actual clock tower in front with the 4 very big Roman columns. In fact, there are 8. If you look closely, there are 4 behind as well. So what I also did was cut up these pieces of card. This is 3mm card, by the way, that's all. And these are just pieces of card cut 1/4 of an inch or 5mm shorter each time, so that they make the steps. And there are 11 steps, I've counted them. So they are the steps that lead up to the facade or the front of the building, like so. Okay, so to me that's the most difficult part over, to get the actual physical size of the thing and everything in the right position. So I will there are ornate window frames to put in, and of course the rest of the building, and then we'll move on to the Roman columns a bit later, but for the moment that's how I stand there. Okay, so I'll do the next section, the next bit, and I'll be back in a moment to show you. Before I go on to the next section, I keep meaning to say this at the beginning of a video. I remember at the end, but I never say it at the beginning. Please subscribe to my channel. It's doing very well for such a young channel, really. I can't really complain. I've got almost half of what I need for monetization. So please consider pressing the subscribe button. Costs no money, and you'll be notified when I put up new projects, which are sometimes a little off the wall, a little different to what most people do. So please subscribe, and I'll get on with this. Okay, so taking shape a bit better now. All the mouldings are on around the windows. They were quite simple to do, just 3mm cardboard and 2mm, and around the door. The moulding around the roof area. I've just put this on. I've glued all my glued all my steps together. They will sit there, and then there are 2 of these things either side, like so. Okay, so when the 4 Roman columns or Greek columns, whatever they are. They will go in the front there, and then there are 4 half columns at the back there. So I've got more moulding to put around the top. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be back very shortly. So we've got the iconic clock housing installed now, and I've carried on the moulding all the way around the front there and the sides, so that's continuous all the way around. I've started putting filler. I've got to rub this down when it's dry. Filler in the gaps where I've put the cardboard together there. We've got the housing for the columns. So there, you can't see. These are the housings for the columns. There'll be 2 there and 2 there. On close inspection of photos, they're not half round columns at the back, they're square columns. So I've made these up, which were easier to do, and then with this corrugated paper, they will sit around there, and then they will sit on there like so. So there'll be 4 of those columns all along the back. The front columns I don't quite know how to do yet, but it'll be the same process, I suppose. Some kind of 1-inch diameter with this corrugated paper around, which looks very, let's put it there, looks very columnish. Okay, so that's where we're at with the actual building. The windows, there are 17 windows, or 17 of the big windows. So I've marked them out wholesale on very thin card, so that it's easier to cut. So I've marked them all out and started cutting some of them. When they're all cut out, I should put a piece of clear acetate over the back, which will act as the windows. Then cut everything out, and then put each window behind the window holes. Okay, so I've got a lot of work to do. I don't know how many hundred actual windows that is. 17 windows and eight separate panes of glass for each window. But there are the 2 grills to be done in the top. I assume that's where the dock came out to get onto the ledge for the clock there. So I'll carry on, do a bit more, and see you in a moment. Well, things are hotting up now. It's all complete, really, apart from the painting and putting the windows and the grills in. Where are they? There. There, and there. And the clock face, of course, which I've done. Have I got it here? Yeah. So that'll be the clock face when it's all ready. So the columns, I had intended to wrap the corrugated paper around some 3/4 plumbing pipe. Unfortunately, it's a public holiday here in Thailand, so all the shops are shut. So all I did was just roll it round into a circle. Can't see. I roll it round into a circle and just super glue it together, and that's all it is. There's nothing in the middle. So that will do as my Roman columns. There is a lot of detail at the top of these columns, which I'm unable to recreate. So tough. Okay, I can't do that. But that's the building finished. So now I shall give it a coat of wall filler with a little bit of water. That will give it a white base then for painting, although I won't use any paint. It'll be tile grout. Grey tile grout will give the effect of concrete, cement, and then a red tile grout will give the effect of the bricks. I have in the past made brick buildings and stuck each brick on individually, but I just ain't going to do that with this. It would just be too much of a job to do to put all the bricks all the way across the front and the sides there. I've got better things to do with my life. It would just take hours and hours and hours. So I'll just paint it a brick colour, and that will have to be it. So that's where we are at the moment. I'll give it that white coat, and then I'll be back in a moment. Okay, all finished, all painted, all done. 2 lamps, not quite the same as the ones in real life, but close enough. I know there are 2 figures of, I don't know what they are, rams, that feature in the movie, but unless I have a 3D printer, I can't really reproduce those. So there we are. No paint. The concrete effect on the steps and the front there is just grey grout, and then dab over with a damp sponge just to pick out the white highlights underneath. And I used a red grout to represent the brickwork. Like I said, I wasn't going to brick all the way along there. It just would have been too much. So I just painted it with the grout mixture. Admittedly, I went over with a dry brush later, so that's the only real paint that I used. And then just a squib, just the slightest squib of a black aerosol paint on the columns, just to give them a bit of a weathered look. But the windows in and glazed, they were nice and easy to do. But that's it. One Hill Valley Courthouse. So there we are. I'll let you have a. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. It's been a challenge, this one. It was very complicated to get the right proportions, but I think we got there. But certainly the most difficult project I've done to date. So if you've enjoyed the video, like I said at the beginning, please subscribe. It helps enormously, and all that happens is that you get you get to know when I have a new video come up online. So again, thank you very much for watching, and if you have a go at something like this yourself, let me know. In the meantime, as we go towards the clock, happy modelling.